John ears to hear. John was 4 years old, but he hardly ever left the house. Father and mother didn't want anyone to know about him. They were ashamed because he was deaf. Now it might seem odd to be ashamed of a child who cannot hear, but in Kenya where John lives, some fathers and mothers think that having a child who is deaf is a punishment from God. The fathers and mothers think that God is punishing them for doing something wrong. Those fathers and mothers have a wrong understanding of God. God never punishes parents by giving them a child who is deaf. One day John went to a camp meeting. At the camp meeting, father and mother made a new friend who happened to be a teacher. The teacher heard about John from other people, and he asked about the boy. But John's parents didn't want to admit to him that they had a son who was deaf. They were too ashamed. The teacher wanted to help, and he said, "Look, I'm deaf too, and I'm the principal of a school for deaf children. We can help." Father and mother were so surprised that they had been talking to a person who was deaf. They were so surprised that he had also gone to school and had a good job. The teacher had lost his hearing when he was 14, and he could talk and read lips. John's parents took the teacher to the boy. John was sitting alone. His muscles were weak, and he couldn't walk. He looked at the stranger with fear. He didn't know many people other than his parents. The teacher knew that John couldn't hear him. He knew that John couldn't read lips, but he knew another way to communicate. He knew that all boys like cell phones, so he pulled out his cell phone and showed John some photos. John's eyes lit up when he saw a photo of a soccer ball. The teacher indicated with his hands that he had a soccer ball outside the tent. John was eager to see the ball, but he was scared to leave the tent. The teacher visited John every day at camp meeting and became his friend. By the end of camp meeting, John agreed to go with the teacher and his parents to see the ball at the school for deaf children. When they arrived, John was so happy to see a real soccer ball. He held it in his hands. He rolled it on the ground. He wished that he had strong legs to kick the ball. The teacher suggested that John move into a school dormitory and start classes. John's parents agreed. The school had 72 children, including 43 girls and 29 boys, who could not hear. Father and mother wanted John to be the 73rd child at the school. For the first time, they realized that many children other than John are deaf. For the first time, they realized that being deaf is not a curse. 6 months have passed since John started studying at the school. His legs have grown stronger, and he loves to chase the soccer ball. He also is learning to pray. He doesn't know enough sign language to understand everything, but he realizes that there is a God who the other children talk to every day. He knows how to fold his hands to pray and how to say amen with his hands at the end. The boy loves the school, the teacher said. If you saw him today, you wouldn't believe that he once couldn't walk. Part of a previous 13th Sabbath offering, also known as the quarterly mission project offering, went to help refurbish and expand the school where John is studying in Kisii, Kenya. The full name of the hospital is Mwata Adventist School for the Deaf. Thanks to that previous offering, many children have been able to receive an education and learn about the God who will destroy sin and give them ears that can hear one day soon. One of the mission projects for this quarter is another school, Marisho Advent Community Nursery School, that teaches children about God in Kenya. Thank you for giving generously to this important project.